Welcome once more to Little Bytham. Would you believe it's 7 years since it last was seen on a DVD in BRM? It's almost complete now, just a few little details to do, and it represents this great main line, the East Coast Main Line on Stoke Bank in the summer of 1958. Now I mentioned 1958, but for this DVD we're going back to the fine summer of 1938, which was a most important year for the LNER. The year, in fact, when Mallard broke the world speed record, and you'll see this on the DVD. In 1938, the LNER got out its 1888 Flying Scotsman set to run alongside the latest 1938 pressure-ventilated Flying Scotsman. It was hauled by the Sterling single, and this is represented here by Rapido's latest 422, a most magnificent model. Slightly unusually, here we have a K4, far from its home in the West Highlands. The thinking is it's been shopped at Doncaster and is now running in, although being in black, it's probably a little bit late for 1938. Another train you'd see in 1938, in fact up to 1951, was the Lead Quint set. 5 cars heading between King's Cross and Leeds, all in the middle of a very, very long train. A bit slower because she's going to stop.
Yes, I know. He's judging his braking.
Yeah.
They often left it to the last moment and knew what they were doing.
Stoppers tended to be humble at Little Bytham.
You got it in the shot of the sun going by, haven't you?
No. I don't think so. If we have, then. Perfect.
That's more better.
Yeah. And look at the signal. We even went as far as replacing the upper quadrant with GNR lower quadrant somersaults. The Scotch Goods was a famous train, fast Green Arrow service introduced in the mid-30s by the LNER. It was frequently hauled by V2s, in this case by Green Arrow herself. Slightly earlier than 1938, to be fair, X-Great Central B3s were used on the Pullman services between King's Cross and Leeds, and here we have one, a beautiful model. Prior to bridge strengthening in the Wakefield area, Pacifics were banned from Leeds. However, the Ivet Atlantics made a fantastic job, running very, very fast on the Pullman services. The idea for this 1938 weekend, it was suggested it was mine, but it can't be because the whole thing worked. I think it really was a friend called Tony G who sort of sowed the seeds, and the rest of the chaps really just made it happen. The operating gang, except Graham Nicholas, isn't present. He was chasing steam 50 years after the 15 guinea specials. The Midland and Great Northern section was represented in 1938 as well, and particular thanks here to Eric Fry, the most knowledgeable man on LNER matters I know, who very kindly loaned several engines for us to use. The longest, heaviest goods trains were hauled by the two P1s. Strictly speaking, they tended to be working south of Peterborough, but north of Peterborough, here at Little Bytham, why not? In 1938, the LNER introduced a brand new pressure-ventilated Flying Scotsman set, and here it is behind one of Gresley's celebrated A4s. A year before, the Coronation had been introduced, and here it is flashing through Little Bytham on its way south, complete with observation car, for this is the summer. Right from Sturrock's day, the Great Northern had a mantra, one engine, one train. And here we have a C1 proving just that. As time went on and the loads got heavier, the one engine, one train mantra had to be abandoned, at least in part, for the smaller engines. And here's a pair of C1s doing what they did really well, running fast. From the fast to the slow, an LNER steam rail car. Probably not seen at Little Bytham, but interesting nonetheless. The milk train was an interesting working, from Ingestre in Staffordshire to London, here hauled by yet another, as the rest are, kit-built C1. During the summer, fogmen's huts tended to be placed on their side, as seen here. I assure you, it hasn't fallen over. And now the finale, July the 3rd, 1938, and Duddington, Bray and Jenkins are on the footplate of Mallard, breaking the world speed record. Here she is, flashing through Little Bytham at well over 2 miles a minute. I always believe that credit should be given where it's due, and may I please thank Graham King, Graham Nicholas, Jonathan Williams, Roy Mears and Jesse Sim for helping put together this DVD, because the stock you'll see running on it is really the Grantham stock built and operated by those chaps. And particular thanks to Jesse, who helped me make the DVD.